Hi, third graders. This is Mr. Blair again. Here is an example of the finished product when we're done. Again, it's reminiscent of the Aztec Suns that we learned about, which the Aztecs were an ancient civilization in Central America and Mexico. So we're using this as the basis for our artwork. Today, you will need your two pieces of clay of different shades, as well as a pair of scissors. I'm going to tell you what you're going to need that for in a bit. We're going to focus on making the face first. So take the lighter clay and set that aside, and get the darker clay and split that in half. Okay? These are going to be for the sun rays, and then this is going to be for the face. So I'm going to take one of those halves and set that aside. Okay, here are the ones that I've set aside. All right, now here's what we're going to do. You need to pull off a piece for each eye, a piece for the nose, and then two pieces for the lips. If you have extra like I do, I'm just going to add that to over here, and that's what we're going to use for the sun rays. All right, to make the eyes, all you're going to do is you're going to take the eye clay, and I'm just going to roll it in between my hands, so it's kind of like a sphere. And then I'm going to rock it back and forth, back and forth. That makes it a little longer. And then I'm going to take my two fingers and I'm going to pinch them together at the ends, and that makes that football or almond eye shape. Do that for the other eye as well. So I'm rolling it in between my hands. I'm rocking it back and forth, and then I'm going to pinch the ends to make the almond shape or football shape of the eye. So those are my two eyes. For the nose, I'm just going to take this clay. We want it to be kind of like a triangle shape. So I'm going to take my two index fingers and I'm going to push it together so it's pointy at the top. And then I'm going to flatten it down at the bottom. And that makes kind of like a triangle shape. All right, that's a triangle shape. And that's for the nose. For the lips, all you need to do for each of them, rock back and forth so it's kind of like a log shape. And I'm going to pinch the ends. So this is for the top lip. I'll do the same thing for the bottom lip. So I rocked it back and forth, pinch at the ends, and then I'm going to stick them together to be lips. Now you can have your lips straight across like this, or if you want to bend it to be more of like a smiley face, that's fine with me as well. So those are the facial features. Now we're going to start placing them onto our sun shape. So now get the light orange. I'm actually going to pull off some clay and set that aside. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. These are going to be some of the details for the sun rays. The rest of the clay is going to be for the face. So I'm going to roll it into a ball on my table, get it nice and round, and then I'm just going to press down with the palm of my hand to flatten it out. Whoops. Sticking. If it's not perfectly circle, you can push the clay to make it more circular. Like so. And then you can start setting your facial features on top. So I'm actually going to start at the bottom for the mouth. And then wiggle, jiggle it into place. Once it's onto the face, it kind of gets stuck. So You have to be very careful where you place these, otherwise if you make a mistake, it's hard to get off. So I'm going to wiggle jiggle that on here and wiggle jiggle the eyes in place as well. Now, for the details of the eyes, I took an orange marker, but you can do this with red or brown. I'm just going to stick it in the middle and kind of like wiggle jiggle it, and that creates the iris and the pupil of the eye. Just like that. Some people in the in-person classes asked if you can do nostrils. That's fine with me. You can do that with a marker. So if you wanted to do nostrils, you just need to do that if you want. Not required. All right, now I'm going to show you how to do the sun rays, okay? Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to do rosy cheeks like this too, that's fine with me too. Those are just little circles. So I'm just taking my darker clay, rolling out 2 circles, and just putting them on like that. Okay, sorry, I forgot to mention that. All right, for the sun rays, I went really fancy, and I overlapped smaller triangles on top of bigger triangles. But if you just want to do big triangles, that's fine. You're going to take your dark clay, and you're going to stretch it out and flatten it out. You want it to be about as wide as your pointer finger, maybe slightly wider. And all you're going to do, here's where your scissors come into play. You're just going to snip at diagonal lines and cut off a triangle, okay? And then attach it. I like to go top and bottom first. Then side to side. Almost kind of looks like a compass. North, south, east, and west. You don't have to have them pointing straight out. If you wanted to bend them a little bit, that's fine with me. Now I'm going to put some in between as well. So in between here, I'm literally just filling up those empty spaces around the circle. I still have extra dark orange. I'm just going to set that aside. Now I'm going to go back to my lighter orange, and I'm going to do the same to fill up all the space in between. So this time I'm going to make it a little bit skinnier because there's less space to work with in between the sun rays. So I'm going to make this a little skinnier than the last time. But it's the same idea. I'm just cutting off little triangles and filling them in between. Okay? If you wanted to, you can take these pieces and do what I did with my last example that I did with my in-house people. And I took some and I just overlapped some of the light orange on top of the darker orange, like there. So you can add some details like that as well. So you're just going to do that all around. When you're 100% done with your sun, see how I got like this yellow piece of construction paper? I placed my sun on top of the yellow construction paper, and then I took my iPad and photographed it to put on Artsonia. There is a gallery in Artsonia called 3rd Grade Aztec Suns. So that is there ready for you to post your artwork to it. All right, good luck, have fun with this, and I will see you guys next week back at school. Take care. Bye-bye.